All right, so I'm chugging along in the National Forest and having a great time. You know, I got a phone holder up there. So I got my Onyx. You know, I'm recording all the trails. I'm using it for GPS. I'm checking the weather. You know, I'm back and forth. My phone's just juice flying out of it. Brapping it up all over the trails. Bike damn near out of gas. Well, I realize it's getting a little dark. I get a moment of clarity to realize I'm damn near out of gas, which is fine. I'll just head back to the camp. But guess what? My phone's dead too. So now I'm kind of like, I sort of know my way around because I've been looking at the map for like 2 weeks planning my trip. But what the hell am I going to do? All right, so I get home. I make it. Don't worry, I made it home. But once I got home, jumped on the old Amazon, bought a little insurance policy right here. All right, so what this is going to be a metal rack. We're going to attach that to the back. This is an accessory for my QuadLock. It's going to hook right there. It's going to be a US charger. They make like a flat automatic charger on it, but the thing is I run cameras and things on the dash also, and maybe charging up my camera, something like that sounds good. And then I just got, this is a 1.5 gallon gas can. It's going to go on the back. This bike only has about 2 gallons of gas in it, so it's extremely short range. I think it's like 75 miles, something like that. So an extra 1.5 gallons should, you know, at least make up for those accidents where I'm not realizing what's gone on, or I just need to make it 100 miles. I'm going to slap this stuff on there. It's all comes with directions. It's going to be real straightforward. This thing has 3 bolts, and then it's actually just going to bolt right in here to the factory bolt there, and the factory bolt right there. So that should be real easy. Hooking the gas can mount is going to be another little story. It's got the 4 little holes. They don't perfectly line up with what's going on with this bike rack here, but I've seen some tricks. They do come with the pipe attachment, so I've seen people put a pipe down little pipe down the center of it just to be able to attach it anyways. We'll figure it out. We'll get it running. So I'm going to wrench away at it a little bit, and we will take a look at this rack for a second before we put it up. It's essentially going to, essentially going to slap on this way. That'll go side. That'll reach back. Like I said, these 2 are going to hook into factory bolts once we get that lined up. But that's pretty solid in there. More holes for if you wanted to mount any other accessories. I'll probably mount a little tool pouch or something in there if I don't end up getting some bags. This top plate, this is what I was worried about. I mean, she seems kind of thick. You know, I'm an old man, but I'm not really getting much flex out of this thing when I'm trying. So she should be good and sturdy. I was concerned. I originally was going to buy one that had piping. It was tubes, and it seemed like it had a handle you could use to work the bike around. But then it was going to be a lot harder to fit my rack stuff on top of here, so I ended up with this one with the holes. But I was concerned this would be sharp, and if I wanted to grab it to lift the bike around and things, it would be sharp, but it's not. Everything's nice. Powder coating seems good. I mean, it's not scratching or anything like that when you rub on it. So you gotta take this side panel off. This side comes off with a key, and this other side comes off with a couple of little 5/16, something like that. And then just your screws from there and there are the hold-on points for this. There's little gappers that come with it. All right, so this one, the screws that come with everything. You get the long screw, and then you get the same flange that came off the old one, and you get this. Oh, you get this spacer. So on the inside of that, this is going to have to go on the bike. This goes on the bike. This goes in the gap, and it has to fit behind there. Then you have to put the screw through. So what I've been doing is putting the spacer in there first. Starting the screw. I still have everything really loose. And then getting that inside there. See how you are? And then you get her lined up. It's all an Allen wrench. All right, the rack is all set up. We've got the gas can mounted to the top of it like so. None of the holes line up really. So right now I just have this temporary like brace underneath there. I'm actually gonna get something that I can move to underneath inside the holes. This was just a little too wide. But for temporary, just for getting it in place, that's not that bad. She looks pretty stable. Like I said, we got the QuadLock getting ready to be set up in position. All right, last piece of the puzzle. USB port. It loads right underneath this QuadLock system. Then I said I got a little small USB cable. The reason I went with the USB port instead of like the wireless charger, one, the damn wireless charger is $80. And I think this was like $25. But a lot of times I'm going to have a camera mounted up here too. And if I could charge the camera with as big of memory cards as I have in there nowadays, I can pretty much run all day. This is going to be pretty basic. I ran it down here through their little loom, ran it down here. She's going to run down the inside of the bike up here. Popped out here. They give you the little attachment like this. So that hooks into this. So the wires hook right up to the battery. It looks like if I peel this one up a little bit and that one comes off, I won't even really need to take the battery out in order to hook those up on there.